ask Lutz Karpowitz. He's currency strategist for Commerzbank, and he joins us now from Frankfurt. Good morning to you, sir. Thanks so much for joining us. So we've heard about Brussels' concerns over the UK's budget deficit. Is that what we're seeing moving the pound this morning?
Well, I mean, for the pound, it's a very difficult situation. On the one hand, we have a very, very high deficit, and we do not see any strong saving measures planned for 2011 or even for 2010. And we've got these upcoming elections, which makes it very difficult for a government to implement more saving measures. So that's one thing which makes it very difficult for the pound to recover. We've got these speculations from Moody's rating agency that UK might lose its AAA rating. So this also puts pressure on the pound.
So tell us what your projections are for the pound. I mean, after the election, beyond the election.
Well, I mean, first of all, it will be interesting to see what the new budget plan brings. I mean, as I said, it's very likely that we do not see too many saving measures. So this is clearly negative, and we would expect the pound to stay under pressure in the next weeks. If we look at the year 2010, let's say towards the end 2010, I would expect a stronger pound because, I mean, there is a lot of negative fundamental data are already priced in for the pound. Right. So, and we still get problems in the Eurozone, so we might see a recovery, especially in Euro sterling.
Okay, well, let's talk about the euro then, because Greece at the moment doesn't need a financial rescue. That's what the EU is saying. Do you anticipate that at some point it will need that rescue?
Yes, well, I mean, that's what they said already in the last weeks. Greece always said we do not need any financial help right now. I mean, what we heard yesterday from the Eurogroup was not much of a support for the euro. The reason behind is that they talked about bilateral support. What we would need for a stronger euro is a clear and concrete bailout plan with a lot of conditionality. So we need an automatism. What will happen if the efforts Greece government makes are not efficient or not enough? So what we get now with these bilateral help means that it's very, very difficult to implement conditionality. So right. I mean, this is really a problem for the euro, and I would assume that we in the European trade, euro-dollar might be a bit lower even today and even towards the end of the week.
But the euro is still very much being driven by the situation in Greece. Let's move on now back to this Moody's warning for the UK and the US, saying that they are in danger of perhaps losing their AAA debt rating. Is that a real threat?
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, and especially what we can see is that it puts some pressure on the pound and not so much on the US dollar, because, as I said, the situation for the budgets or the budget situation in the UK is one of the worst around the world. It's only Greece has a higher or had a higher budget deficit in 2009, but in Greece at least we know that there are a lot of measures implemented already. So we do not see this in the UK. So if we see some more years with double-digit budget deficits, also the debt burden will be very, very high, and obviously this is not a very comfortable situation for a government.
And the US?
Well, in the US, I mean, it's very interesting to look at 2009. There we always had the situation that the dollar was a lot under pressure because of the budget situation in the US. Now we see that nobody really cares about it. The reason is that we see that in the UK, in Greece, especially, for example, in Japan, the budget situation is even much worse than in the US. So from that side, I would not expect too much pressure on the dollar.
Right. Thanks very much. Lutz Karpowitz, there, currency strategist for Commerzbank.